get in, what a result that was. Chelsea have just gone up to Turf Moor and we've won 4-1 against Burnley. I thought that was a very, very good performance from the boys. And what I wanted to do today is go through like a bit of a tactical analysis to see how we set up and how we managed to win the game. So let's get into it. I remember looking back at the Fulham game and thinking we were slightly low on the possession stats there. And maybe that we were turning a bit of a corner and changing our philosophy in terms of the way we sort of move the ball around. Now I look at the Burnley game and I see 63% possession that we had. We were dominating. Vincent Kompany has got them playing a very attacking style of football, and they are gettable, especially when you look at sort of through the lines and the movement in between them. And they are really struggling as a team, and you do worry about them for the relegation places this year. But the fact of the matter is we still need to beat them, and possession doesn't always equal wins, as we've seen with Chelsea quite a few times this season. But I think today it was more about what we did with that possession rather than the amount that we had. We tend to have a bit of a habit of trying to walk it in, and I'm glad to see that we've resolved that today. You look at the data here and you see 9 shots total with 5 on target, and that is a pretty respectable performance for a team that is seen to be slightly anemic up top. So I am pretty encouraged by the way that we were playing today, especially in the attacking sense. I'll tell you what is really revealing though is when we pull up the average positions, and I think we have been calling out before this game about a more, I would say, conventional system with a left back as a left back, a right back as a right back, a holding midfielder, and then potentially 2 3-8s, right? And we talked about that quite extensively, about going back to basics, playing with a young team, allowing them to sort of know their positions very clearly based on what is, quite frankly, a quite, old school system, really, a 4-3-3, isn't it now? And when you look at this average position graph, it is really, really interesting. Like Colwell, we thought as a sort of like a centre back that would come in and invert and occupy spaces in the central areas, because like really that's what he's known for doing, right? But you look at it here, he's very far advanced, and actually is more advanced than Cucurella on the other side. So you can see that there is obviously like an instruction from Pochettino to say to Colwell, go and get forward, allow yourself to bomb on. Then you look at Cucurella on the other side, isn't really that far advanced if you look at it. Yes, he's further advanced in the back line, but isn't really like a very marauding right back. And so what Pochettino has done is he said, look, let's have a back four as a back four, and I feel that that's really where we're building on our solidity. It's a bit of a shame that we conceded 1 goal today, because I felt that the sort of run of clean sheets was very good for momentum building, but ultimately like it's just a lapse in concentration. I feel that Thiago Silva has lost his man, and then Cucurella gets nuts, but neither of them really are at fault for it. It's just one of those things, a goal goes in and you just have to pick your head up and carry on going. So overall I thought that defensive shape was very interesting. And then I won't talk too much about the midfield, because that's my next point that I want to go into, because I thought all of the boys were brilliant. But when you look at this average positioning, you can see that Caicedo is the holder, and then you've got Gallagher and Enzo sort of occupying the same sort of like forward areas, i.e. they're both sort of 3-8s. But overall, like I have to say, those 3 as a system, it's just working very, very well. And then look, we've been saying for quite a long time we want wingers as wingers and a centre forward that can really hold on to the ball and drive it. And again, just with the sort of total cohesive system here, 4-3-3 just works for us. But overall, I think he's really settling on a tactical system. And I think the way that we play today is what we've got to carry on doing going forward now. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know how many changes and tactical sort of tweaks he's going to do now in the sort of near future, because this is just working, isn't it? And previous iterations of it haven't. So I could just see him going with this. But overall, a big tick for Mauricio Pochettino, and I'm sure he'll be delighted with the performance today. So I mentioned it very briefly there, and I want to give a massive shout out to the midfielders today. I think all of them have had their moments when they've been sort of like maligned as Chelsea players, and we've questioned all of them about how good are they actually. And look, how harsh was that? Like, they've just come in, they haven't had a lot of time to bed together, they're all very young. And so I think we were being very, very harsh. And it shows today that they have such quality together as a unit. And they are seeming to be more cohesive together. I feel that they know their positioning and where they want to be in the pitch. And I think Poch has got them playing in a system where it just gets the best out of all of them now. We are seeing Enzo starting from a deeper position. He is able to then smash passes across the pitch. And you're seeing Caicedo break up play. And you're seeing Gallagher in his sort of more advanced and more attacking position. And also, all of them, right, are breaking up play and making tackles, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant. But what I wanted to do is sort of just give you some key stats on each one and why they were absolutely immense today. I think the fact that they all played 90 minutes is something that I would shout out in particular here. But let's start with Caicedo. 96% passing success rate, 88 touches, and then 3 successful duels. He is that DM we were waiting for. And again, so many people were saying that he wasn't good enough, and that really rival fans, let's be honest, were saying that we've wasted our money in signing him. But I just thought he was brilliant in that base of midfield, and we've needed that sort of like very solid option to allow Enzo to go and be free moving forward. We didn't see that last year. So again, Caicedo absolutely brilliant, and I think his overall passing is actually much maligned and underrated, because today out of all of those midfielders he had the most key passes with 2, and again it's something that we don't expect from that sort of role, that deeper role, but it just shows you he's not just there to break up play and make tackles. So congratulations to Caicedo. I thought he was absolutely immense today. Now let's get on to Enzo next. I think the tale of Enzo today is summarised by 2 key stats: 12 accurate long balls and 6 duels won. That was more than Caicedo got, for example. We see him as the destroyer, but Enzo was making tackles and mucking up in the defensive area as well. And then the 12 long balls just shows you how potent he can be from that sort of passing range. We know how good his passing is, and the way that we can switch it and advance play is key for our build-up. And so I was incredibly impressed with Enzo's performance today. To only make 2 misplaced long balls out of all of the ones that he made was absolutely brilliant. And again, it's testament to show that playing him slightly deeper and less as a number 10 overall benefits the team, and more importantly him. And last but by no means least is Conor Gallagher. He had a 92% pass success rate. He had 1 big chance and he had 1 key pass as well. Conor Gallagher is known as a player that has an engine and that he can run around and make tackles high up the pitch, but I think he's so much more than that. And really now, when you're looking at this 3 unit, I said it on Joey's show and I mean this, I don't know how you can drop any of them. So when we're talking about Cole Palmer being in a central area, when we're talking about even Christopher Nkunku coming back, or even Carney Chukwuemeka as well, I don't know how any of them are going to break into this team, and what a problem that is to have. So overall, I think the midfield is an area that I really wanted to shout out today and give the boys praise, because I thought all of them were brilliant. And again, like I say, to play all those minutes shows you that they're very, very highly rated, and he doesn't really want to take them off. So congrats to all those boys. I thought they were absolutely great. Before I go into my man of the match, I did also just want to quickly talk about some of the defenders that I thought were brilliant as well today. I was wrong about 2 players. I wasn't sure about Sanchez in goal, and I thought today he played pretty well, and I think overall he's been very, very good. When you look at other goalkeepers in the Premier League, like we could have signed Onana, what a bullet that was dodged. And I think Sanchez overall, while not being exceptional, looks incredibly solid. And really, with a goalkeeper, all I really want is a guy that's very, very good with his hands, that's very commanding in the box, and is an old school goalkeeper. And I think Sanchez has that, and he has more. So I think I wanted to give a shout out to him, because I don't think too many people are really calling him out. And actually, a lot of people are saying that he's still not good enough for Chelsea, which I just think is harsh, to be honest with you. And then the other player that I really wanted to call out as well was Disasi, because again, I feel like I was slightly wrong about him. I thought that Trevor Chalobah being in there was much better than him, and I actually thought that he was a step above, and I didn't really see the point of signing this 25-year-old that was coming in and was, you know, better maybe, but kind of the similar level to Trevor Chalobah. I was wrong. I'm happy to put my hands up there. I feel that he hasn't really put a foot wrong for Chelsea at all, and I think he should be commended for his performances. Yeah, overall, I just wanted to shout out the defenders before we got on to the main man, and the man of the match today, for me, it's obvious, isn't it? Raheem Sterling. 3 direct goal involvements, and obviously he got the assist, as I call it, for the last goal as well. I don't think anyone can say that he wasn't man of the match, to be honest with you, with the level of performance he gets. And what is interesting is really his positioning. I think a lot of people, and Pochettino especially as well, said that he preferred him from the right and wanted him sort of cutting in from the right hand side, getting to the byline and going from there. I actually think he might seriously be better as a left winger, and that sort of throws up some other problems. Then you go, how do you fit in Mudryk? You know, who then makes the right hand side their own? Is it Cole Palmer? Is it Nona Madueke? So there are problems there, but I think his ability to come in from the left hand side with his right foot and make sort of key passes or slap it in the back of the net, which he's very capable of doing today, I think that is just interesting. So it was great that he was taking up that position, and it's a bit of a headache now to see what Pochettino wants to do on that left hand side. I think overall for me, I just find it incredibly disheartening how people have got on his back. And look, I'm 100% one of them, and I put my hands up. At the end of last season, the way that he was walking around the pitch, he was so negative just, as I say, like strolling around, didn't even really want to be there really. And maybe that's telling. Maybe he was looking at an exit over the summer, although the rumours and what we're hearing as fans is that he wasn't even looking at that and wasn't even considering it. And in fact, the club weren't even really considering it either. So, you know, it wasn't from either side. But he's definitely come in this season. He looks more motivated. Poch's obviously got an arm around him and he said, look, I need you to be the key man. And I do think, like, fair enough, these are not the hardest games in the world, and we need to see if he can do it against the top 6 sides or even top half teams, really. But he's doing what he needs to do in these games, and he's getting goal contributions and chances, and I think that's very, very encouraging. So I think it's fine to have a bit of a love-in for Sterling, and I think we've got to all have a round of applause. This guy was absolutely immense, and I think now that kind of does cement him in our best team, our best starting 11, and you'll see it happening more and more. What is interesting is that Gareth Southgate hasn't chosen him for the England squad, which is a blessing for us because it means that he's going to be fully fit and raring to go back when we resume play after the international break. But yeah, a bit of a weird decision from him. But let me know what you think. Who would be your man of the match? Like, obviously Cole Palmer, again, and I haven't even shouted him out because all of the players played very, very well today. And I think you could name quite a few other players as well. You know, Jackson got his goal. There were very, very good performances from Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher. You know, you could carry on going throughout the team, to be fair. But yeah, let me know what you think and if you agree with me that it should have been Raheem Sterling. I suppose my overall summary is that, look, I'm not going to get too gassed about beating Burnley, you know, away from home. It should be a game that we are winning. But look, you know, we scored 4 goals. We haven't scored that amount of goals in a very, very long time, it seems. And so there's so much encouragement that we can take from that performance. And now, really, it's all about momentum. And we hope that the international break doesn't really interrupt that. We've got 3 really good wins now on the trot. And you hope that we can take that into the Arsenal match and try and get something. It is probably one of our hardest games of the season now against Arsenal. But you hope now, with the boys getting some confidence and taking that into that game, maybe we can get a result. So let's see. I think overall I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm still so happy with the result, and I'm sure that you are too. So let me know in the comments what you thought of the performance today, and if you are fancying us against Arsenal. Before I go, as you guys are watching this, I'm sure that we will be getting ready for the kickoff. That is at 4 p.m. on Sunday. Make sure you're tuned in to the kickoff. I'll be there with Brian, Joey, KG and Craig Mitch. I can't wait for it. It's Arsenal versus Man City. It's going to be an absolutely massive game, so make sure you're tuning in there. And I'm sure you're always thinking about the home of independent streetwear, Aveste, my clothing brand. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. I'm sure you absolutely love it. Check out that Saintloco blue t-shirt, the Chelsea blue. It is absolutely classic. And make sure you check out that dove print by Solace. I absolutely love this design, and I know you guys will too. So yeah, if you want to fill out your wardrobe over the autumn, I know that Aveste will keep you looked after. So check out the link in the description now and let me know if you like some of the collection. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. What a result it was for Chelsea today. I'm absolutely delighted with that. To get that many goals is absolutely brilliant. And if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed the tactical breakdowns, please do subscribe to the channel. It means the absolute world. We also had our first live stream today, so I just wanted to say a very quick thank you to everyone that tuned in for that. It was a load of fun, and obviously it's really good to chat to you guys directly on there. So absolutely brilliant. Going to do more of those. So again, let me know in the comments if you want to see more of those too. But yeah, I'll see you again very soon. Thanks.